In the city of Angarsk, at first glance quiet and unremarkable, there was a dark secret. Mikhail Popkov was an ordinary-looking man, an exemplary family man, a loving husband and father, but by profession he was a policeman, a man who had to protect citizens by duty. He was trusted by his colleagues, friends and family. No one could assume that behind the appearance of a decent man hides a cold-blooded predator, whose nights were colored by bloody hunts. It all began in 1992. Under the cover of night, Popkov patrolled the streets of his city. He used his policeman's uniform and charm to lure women by offering them a ride home. There was care in his voice and warmth in his smile. But once in the car, the women were trapped. He took them to dark forests or deserted places where he showed his true face. Popkov felt an unquenchable thirst for violence. By the time his victims realized they were trapped, it was too late. Popkov killed his victims with sophisticated brutality. His rage knew no limits. Women were brutally beaten, raped, and often killed with edged weapons. He acted methodically, carefully hiding the traces of his crimes, so that the police for a long time could not come to the conclusion that the city is a serial killer. Thanks to his police position, Popkov remained above suspicion. Moreover, he actively participated in the investigations of his own murders, diverting the attention of investigators and continuing his bloody business. His period of activity lasted almost 2 decades, and during that time at least 78 women were killed, although Popkov himself admitted that there could have been more victims. Angarsk began to live in fear. Women were afraid to go out at night, but no one knew that the killer lived among them, behind the next door, under the mask of a respectable policeman. However, Mikhail's sophistication could not hide him indefinitely. For years, the police tried to find clues, but evidence remained scant, and no one connected these brutal murders to one man. It wasn't until 2012 that he was finally unmasked, thanks to the latest DNA technology. It was this technology that made it possible to link Popkov to crimes that had long remained unsolved. When Popkov was arrested, no one could believe it. A police officer who had served the people all his life turned out to be the most brutal serial killer Russia had known in decades. During interrogations, Mikhail Popkov said that his actions were a cleansing of society, that he was looking for vicious women, those who, in his opinion, deserved to die. This strange moral philosophy became his justification. He saw himself as the arbiter of justice, empowered to decide who should live and who should die. His trial was long, but the verdict was unanimous: life imprisonment. This cold monster who hid under the mask of law and order was deprived of his freedom forever. Nevertheless, the horror of his crimes remained in the hearts of the residents of Angarsk forever. Mikhail Popkov's story is a dark and disturbing tale of how easily a man can hide his animal nature behind the mask of civilization.